Hi guys, so welcome to Wamu's world. I want to thank you guys all for the continued support and please continue to like and subscribe to my channel. Um, so this video, I posted something earlier this week just out of frustration, and I pretty much said, you know what, we're gonna talk about it because it's just some issue I've been having in where I reside. I did move from Raleigh to Dallas. But it's so like apparent here that it's almost like it's a bit sickening. But it's this idea of having like a fetish for East African women. I mean, and you're probably like, okay, Wamu, like what's the big deal? Like what's wrong with that? Well, as you guys know, I am Kenyan American. For all my, new American viewers, I am Kenyan American. So, I'm first generation, was born here in the United States, and then, my parents are from Kenya. And, that would, Kenya's in East Africa. Um, but I feel that some African men from other African countries, and I think sometimes it doesn't matter if you're like fresh from there or like first generation, it's like they have this like convoluted stereotypical idea of what an East African woman is. um, and I'm going to speak more specifically towards Kenyan women, um, which I'm in that boat. I went out on a date. I want to tell you guys a little story. I went out on a date with this Nigerian guy, right? While back. It's probably when I first moved to this city. Um, and all he could talk about was my body shape. That's the only thing he could talk about. When we were eating dinner, took me to a really nice restaurant, but that's all he could talk about. And I'm not sure whether he felt like that was complimenting me. And I wasn't sure whether it was because maybe he had been out with maybe a Kenyan girl, and maybe she was accepting that, or like, I don't know what it was, but I found it so irritating. I mean, I literally just wanted to get the plate and hit him in the head. I was at that point, I was so irritated. Um, and it was actually, in a sense, kind of demeaning. Um, and I think he had also this idea that I would just like drink, and what was weird, he wasn't drinking. I would drink, and then, you know, this idea that I was just gonna like drink and then just hook up with him afterwards or something. So he got this like convoluted idea about me. And he actually tried to make a pass at me. And I actually like looked him in the eye and I'm like, who do you think I am? I actually asked him that question. And he was like, and then I asked him on top of that, I'm like, and so what is your idea of a Kenyan woman? Do you have this stereotype of who they are, or do you, based off maybe your few experiences, do you assume that every one of them is the same? Because I told him, I was like, I don't even know why you made that pass. I didn't even like make it clear to you. I didn't even like, I wasn't even giving you any form of attraction. Like I just like what was that? Um, But anyway, that was just a really bad experience. But then it made me think, like, what is this idea? Like, um, next time, I mean, honestly, I don't know what I would have done, what I should have done in that situation. I mean, I'm glad I asked him because I knew where that was headed. In terms of like what he was thinking, like during the day, even the way he was talking, it was just like, you have an assumption. And I'm about to bust that bubble real quick. I think if it ever happens to me again, I'm probably going to react in the same way. That person will be checked. They're going to have a lesson learned that day. And sometimes it takes people like me to be the one who does that, but it's so bad to have like that stereotype of a certain group of women. Um, it's actually very demeaning and disrespectful. Um, And then on the flip side, and now I'm talking about more like Black American, African American men. And this is, oh God. And I knew I was going to bring this up one day. So I've been on a few dates, right? even in Raleigh and even here, and they're like, I like you. I love East African women. You know why? Because like they're very submissive. And they don't, they don't yell and they don't scream like our women. And the most twisted thing is that they think because of who I am that I'm just gonna be like, oh, and take it as a compliment. Honestly, to me, that's like probably the most disrespectful thing you can say. Um, because you're basically comparing me to your women and saying I'm better, which is disrespectful to your women. And one thing I realize is, I'm just going to tell you guys right here, the biggest turnoff for me is when a man doesn't have love for his own kind and when he insults his own kind, his own women. And because that, to me, it's a reflection of self-hate. It's a reflection of self-hate. It's a reflection of, it's just lack of self-esteem. And it's almost insulting to yourself. You don't even like yourself because you're basically saying, I'm better than your woman or your women. And to even take that as a compliment would be a disgrace to me and to you. I just feel that I would never go with somebody like that. Someone who like compares me like, you're better than that. If I even hear that one time, I'm out. I don't see that as a compliment, honestly. I'm going to repeat again. When a man doesn't have love for his own kind, his own women, and when he insults his own kind by comparing them, it's a reflection of his self-hate. I will never, I promise you on everything I love, I don't take that as a compliment. And I will never go with somebody who doesn't like them, like their own women. Um, and that's not to say that like dating outside of your race is bad, or dating outside your culture is bad. It's not to say that. It's just to say if you're going to go with somebody who's of a different race or a different culture, or this or that or the third, you can't disrespect your own culture. You can't do that. Even if now you're talking to someone of a different culture, you can't just start bashing your culture or bashing the women of your culture. Like, that to me is an issue. If it's just, oh, I just want to go on a date, I think you're beautiful, I still love my own women, but it just seems like this is working out, that's fine. I don't mind that. But then when you start talking shit about your own women, I'm out. Like, I'm out. It's disrespectful. I don't take that as a compliment. I take it as, what is going to be your next fetish? You need to be okay with who you are, you know? So the comparisons, the compliments, that's all bullshit to me. If you're insulting and comparing me to your own women, okay? And I'm sick and tired of some of these guys thinking that's attractive. It's really, really not, by the way. It's not. And this whole East African fetish, the submission, we don't yell as much, we cook, we clean without like without complaining, we have class. I mean, I've heard everything on these dates, and I'm just looking at these guys like, I mean, you're insulting your own mother. Like, it's you're insulting your own kind. Like, and you think I'm that dumb and that stupid to actually like feel like you're complimenting me, or you're that I would go with someone who has self-hate. Like what the fuck do you think this is? Like, I'm not like, I'm so woke. It's like I'm so aware of what's going on. You have no idea. So when you think you're talking to me and you think you're like buttering me up, you're not, because I can already read you don't like yourself. Moving on to the next. So then let's move on to the next thing, like tribes. Now, to my American viewers, tribes is basically like groups of people, different groups of people. I'm Kikuyu. That's my tribe. That's My mom's Kikuyu, my dad's Kikuyu. They're both Kikuyu. Um, so this idea of like stereotyping different tribes, I'm like over it. I'm done. I'm so done. I'm just not gonna. I don't like it. I think it's stupid. I don't think it's progressive. I think it keeps people stuck in their stupid ways. So, um, for example, like the whole Nyeri thing, okay? Um, I've just, not all Nyeri women chop off men's balls. Um, they don't beat their men. Like, not all of them beat their men. Not all of them are just, not submissive and the one that's making the money and is the man in the relationship. Like, that's that's not everybody. Okay? I remember one time, I don't know where I heard this quote. It had to be a family member, but someone said, "There's always truth in stereotypes." I think that truth comes from the possibility of seeing a majority of people being that way. But at the end of the day, that's not everybody. Like, period. Um, and not only the Nyeri thing, right? Like, I think Dallas has really opened my eyes, really. It's also this thing of like, I'm Kikuyu, and then they have this idea, oh, she just wants to like drink, and she just wants to like hook up, and she just wants to smoke hookah and shisha, and she just wants to like that is also very, very much annoying. To think that, you know, because you see majority, it's because you see majority of people or Kikuyu women doing that, then now they're all put in that same box, and you're gonna treat them all accordingly. And by accordingly, I mean with disrespect. Um, that's the thing, and I think that's why God put me on this earth, is to really check people like that, to really, really, you know, they're gonna. I mean, I'm just not dealing with it. I promise you that. If you think that, because I'm a Kikuyu woman, that, oh, I'm just gonna be okay, just like, being a side chick, or just like, some of these guys will be like, I'm not in a relationship, but I'm not like, I'm single, but like, I just had a kid, but like, I'm not really done with my. If I hear some of that bullshit, like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, seriously, go on somewhere with that bullshit, because it's just, you look dumb. Like, you look dumb. And then on top of that, you're insulting me because you're making me think. You're basically telling me I'm dumb, and making me think, or you have this idea that I'm going to fall for that. Like, I'm actually going to fall for that. So in return, you're just telling me I'm stupid, and that's like, don't have time for it. And I will check somebody who makes that assumption. I will check them. I'll school them, and I will make sure that they never do that in their life again, because it's just, come on. It's time to be progressive. It's time to realize that stereotypes, they're not all true. Majority of them, there's always like a little truth to them, but not everybody. To assume everybody is like that, everybody, it just makes me think that you're not progressive. You've never seen anything but like a small group of people. Please travel more, and please open your mind, because I'm so tired. Anyway. But Dallas has really opened my mind to that. Like, and I'm sorry, I'm just got so like heated, but it's so irritating. It's like, I go on this date with, and the guy I'm kind of talking to right now, like, he's not like that, but I'm just saying, like, all my experiences, like, that is what I have experienced out here. It's like, I'll go on a date with a guy, and when they tell me, like, I'm like, where are you from? Where you have all that conversation, and he's like, oh, he'll tell me where he's from, and it's almost like I don't go immediately, oh, you're like this. oh, you're like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't do that because I know everybody is different. Um, but it's just this assumption of like East Africans. It's this assumption of who every East African is, and it shows me like lack of like people's lack of knowledge. Um, we're big groups of people. We are very different. People have different personalities. You can't put everybody in the same box. Um, but you know, you're going to probably ask me, going forward, what are you going to do? Well, going forward, if I ever go out and somebody just puts me in the box of like being someone who's just trying to hook up and drink and that's it, then they're, like I said, I'm going to check them. You know, I can see, actually, based off the dates I've been on, you can see it coming. Like you can see it coming. And I'm just there staring. Because, you know, like for me, I'm a person that gives direct eye contact because I'm not scared of anybody. Um, I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared of anybody. Um, and that's just the way my dad raised me because, what, you know, that's the way he raised me. That's the way my mom raised me. You know, my mom said when you talk to people, you give them direct eye contact. Um, and she always used to tell me you can read someone in their eyes. I've always believed that because I can. At the same time, you know, you always have to be like aware of what's going on, aware of like what their next move is and stuff like that, um, because you could be put in that boat of, oh, she just wants to do this or she just wants to do that, and I'm not gonna allow somebody to get away with that. Like I'm just not. You know, if I'm that person that teaches them that day, then congratulations to me. But anyway, yeah. But so the person I'm talking to right now, definitely not like that at all. Um, I'm not gonna tell you who he is, but you know, I didn't get that from him. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys that because it was just like bugging me because I was having like flashbacks of those dates and I was just wondering, is anybody else going through this? This is really more geared towards like East African women. Um, it's just some of the comments I've gotten. And then in Dallas, it's like they know. They know. You know, they know I'm not, like, they'll tell me. Like, you know, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Bet. But, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I just had to get that off my chest. Please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments about this, please let me know. If you have, like, any advice to give me, if you're from the Dallas area, just let me know. Like, I don't know whether that's been everybody's experience, but that's certainly been my experience. And thank you so much for the reviews and like comments I got like on the hair tutorial, like sending me stuff. I was really happy about that. I do want to do more videos related to skincare, my skincare routine, even though I have a very, very, very simple skincare routine. I think I've mentioned it before in the show, but I'll do a video on that. It's very simple, very simple. Um, and I'll, you know, talk about products I like to use. I'm a naturalista. I love doing things naturally. I hate using anything that has chemicals if I can avoid it. Um, I also want to talk about the foods I eat to take care of my health. I want to talk about more of that stuff. Um, but I'm actually tomorrow going on, this will be date number 6, and I'm going to be in around downtown. So that should be fun. I think it's gonna be karaoke or something like that. But as you guys know, you know, just to throw it out there, I love going to classy things. Like last week, I went to like Nobu. I love a classy restaurant, but I also love. I'm a. I like dive bars. I really like dive bars and like comedy shows and stuff like that. I like things like that. Clubbing is not really for me. I mean, maybe my early 20s, like mid 20s, I was like, woo! Now I just, no, that's not my thing. I hate going clubbing, actually. Let me just say it out loud. If I go clubbing, I just want to be in the VIP seats and just watch everybody. I never thought I'd say that ever because I was usually the one in the middle of the dance floor. But nowadays, I'm just like, ugh, no. Give me a stiff cocktail and I will just watch from VIP. I will just, yeah, hey, hey. But yeah, that's how I feel. But please continue to like and subscribe and comment. I appreciate all the support. If you have any topic requests, please send those out to me and I will respond back. Um, stay woke, stay blessed. Everything's going really well with my job. I love my team. I think life right now is good. It's good. It's a lot of like just relaxing and having my job and like going out and having fun, exploring new things, and you know, this thing that's working right now, and it's working right now. I don't like to rush things. Yeah, and that's it. Like I feel very content. I don't feel like I'm in limbo. I don't feel like life sucks. I feel very content. Um, and I feel like it's only going to get better from here. Um, I've had some of the business stuff I'm trying to do on the side that's been going pretty well. So, I mean, everything's going well. So, I just hope that you guys have a blessed week. And I will tune in with you guys next week. I'm very, very busy this week. So, I will see you again next week. I may do a bonus video. If not, you know. But I will see you guys later. And yeah, please, if you do have any topic requests, just message me. And that can be on Snap, that can be on Facebook, that can be on Instagram, and that can be on YouTube. I respond to all four. All right, see you guys.